Ooh. I'll bring a lamp next time.
Yeah, next time bring a lamp. Oh my god. Are those kickers that you're wearing?
No.
Oh, I thought they were
They're
kickers.
free caps.
Oh, I don't know what that means. I don't ever buy...
It's like an Italian mountaineering brand.
So everything you have is so woke. Or,
It's not woke.
It's so, this is so, it's just like,
All right, double Nike.
what's wrong with that? This is they came together.
Oh, you're so basic.
Yeah, I like to be...
You're so common.
I'm a working class person.
Okay, so am I.
Oh no, you don't even work.
Shut up. Yes, they do.
No,
I'm an intern.
Okay, no, that's better than nothing. My contract finished now at work anyway, so I was meant to be done like 3 weeks ago, but I kept getting extended. But now I'm unemployed.
What are you gonna do?
Don't know. I'm gonna look for something else and take a little break. Cause it like.
Do you get paid enough to be able to take breaks?
Yeah. Well, last time I was unemployed for ages. So last year the year before when I finished Big Brother first time, I finished that in November and I didn't work again till Feb.
That's not too bad.
That is a long time. Like, didn't work all of December, didn't work all of January, and then basically the end of Feb. I basically didn't work for 3 months. Whereas I've been working now continuously since September. So that's been I've been working more than I did last year, so I'm good. I'm fine. And also, I'm not a spender anyway, so I'm always fine. But it's not for me. It's not even about the money really. Obviously, it's good to get paid, but for me, I just like being busy. Yeah. I like having a routine. I like getting up and getting work done and stuff.
I like both.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, I like both, but I like to be busy 100%. It's just good. It's just better. You just feel like you're doing something.
Yeah, I'm a bit bored with what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah, well...
It's very boring. It's very repetitive. Obviously, I'm grateful.
Yeah. But, like, I just think... I heard a good thing the other day. It was this comedian called Darnell Rollins, and he was basically saying... So in this interview, the guy Shannon Sharp asked him, what would be some good advice for... He's a comedian, and he was like, to sort of make it in your industry. He was basically saying, well, if you're going to be working in like an industry like this, you have to be fine with basically being poor for a long time. And I was like, even though I kind of already thought that, it just sort of stuck with me because I was thinking, yeah, that is right. But he's a comedian, but he was doing acting as well. So it's quite niche to get into to do well in.
Yeah, but that's not what you're doing.
No, but but what I'm trying to say is still similar. It's like media, entertainment or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, you're right. That is very true. If you want to make it happen, you do have to be fine with basically it not being happen for a long time. So you can't cut corners of the. Obviously, you need a little bit of luck.
I am fine with it, but there's always days where I'm just like,
what am I doing?
I'm really struggling with this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm dedicated to getting it and trying it. It's one of those things where it's like, I can see myself as an old lady, and if I gave up now, I'd never know. Yeah. I'd regret it.
Yeah, 100%.
So I've planned out everything that I am interested in, right, as in a career. Obviously, the main one is costume. And let's say I get into it and I work in it for I think I'm going to give myself maybe 2 years, see what it's like. It's a good little
Obviously,
window. I'll still be in entry positions.
Yeah.
But that gives you an idea of what you're doing.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years. And if I really feel like this is not what I want to do, I really hate this.
Well, what I'll do is...
Then I'm going to go into product development in fashion.
Well, I'll speak to I'm speaking to her today, actually. This girl I'm friends with, and she works in TV as well, but she mainly does more the art side of TV and props and costumes and stuff. So I can speak to her and see...
It's probably a different department.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just a good in.
She might know someone.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a good in. Like, honestly, once you're in, and then you can figure out what you want to do from there. Just get in.
I feel like you need to be in within the department that you want to be in.
Not necessarily, like...
Yeah, but how would I ever meet anyone in costume?
Because they'll know people, and then you meet...
Yeah, but they don't.
And no, trust me, and then you go onto another show, and it's like, oh, I remember them, and then...
But someone like Jack, he works in sculpture, and he used to do props and stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anyone in costume. Obviously, he knows people from costume from uni, but from his work, they don't coincide. Maybe it's different in TV.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'll ask, and then if anything comes from it, anything comes from it.
Okay.
And I think you make contacts and connections, and you meet people, and
Yeah,
things
I
just
guess
happen.
it's further.
You just need to like do it, and then if it doesn't work, try something else, or not try something else, but I mean just try it a different way and just see what comes from it. There's no, I think especially when it comes to things like entertainment and media, there's not one right way or one sort of straight path for everyone.
I would just hate to like go in the wrong direction, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to waste time.
Because I've heard that, you know, as much as I want to do costume, I wouldn't want to do it in like a theatre production.
Well, what would be the ideal sort of job set up for you then?
Film.
You want to work in film?
Maybe TV series as well.
Okay.
But the kind of TV series like, do they call it high-end TV?
Where
it's like, I don't know, like Game of Thrones.
Oh, I see.
Like big productions.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't have the exact answer to that. But what I would say is
so I was saying that, like, as much as I like costume, I wouldn't want to get into theatre because it's very different.
Okay, right. Well, what I would say is, I mean, I can't speak on that because I don't know 100%. But you can't look at it like that. Oh, well, I want to do this show or this. You have to just.
No, it doesn't have to be a particular show.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
But
you can't be like, well, if you get an opportunity to work on, like, I don't know, to do the costumes or whatever on, say, Love Island, let's just say, something completely different to what you want to do.
But do you think that can
Yeah, because it's clothes. I mean, not that I know anything about it, it's clothes and costumes. They're not, people have to wear clothes, people have to wear costumes. It's not that different. Okay. If you can pick clothes for that, you can pick clothes for a fictional show. It's completely different. So, not completely different. So, you can't be like, oh, well, that might not get me that. You just need to just get in. Once you're in, you're in. It's like me. I would want to do sports, ideally, down the line. But at the moment, I'm doing more reality TV. But eventually, if you can do that, if you can do a good job on doing something you're not interested in, when you get the thing that you are actually interested in.
But then that is the same.
But it's not exactly.
Field, though.
Yeah,
I know it's not exactly the same.
Not
obviously, if I was being really specific, I could say I want to work on sci-fi or period or historical drama, let's say.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not that picky.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'm not sure about, because I can't remember where I've gotten this idea from, that I think it's more, there's like a fine line between theatre and film. And apparently once you get into one, you stay in it. Mm. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
I wouldn't worry about
where
that.
I got that idea.
I wouldn't worry about that. Trust me, it's all transferable. People used to say that to me all the time. Well, not just specifically to me, but I would hear when I first got into TV, once you do a certain genre, and I've heard it from different people. Some people will say once you get into a certain genre or a certain type of company or like genre of television, you can only do that. But I've met people that are experienced in their career. They're like, well, no, I've done sports shows and they've done reality shows and they've done documentaries. So it doesn't really matter. Once you're in, you make the contacts. If you can do a good job on one thing, you can do a good job on another thing. I see it the same. Okay. If you do a real job, not say, you know what I mean, like a regular job. If you could be a manager of, say, a Weatherspoons, you could easily be a manager of, I don't know, give me Nando's. Do you know what I mean? It's all transferable. Like, you would figure it out. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, but they're both food.
Well, you know what I mean.
That's not a very good example.
Fine. If you could be a manager at, I don't know, Paddy Power, a bookies, let's just say, you could easily be a manager at Next or H&M. One's clothes, one's gambling, but you're still organising things and making things look nice and this and that. It's not that different. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
So I don't think, I wouldn't worry about that. You should worry about just getting in, making contacts and just getting started. Because otherwise you're just going to put yourself off. And I
keep myself open to TV and stuff anyway.
You never know, TV might be more fun. I've met people.
But the things that I've seen, I just haven't been able to find anything.
You'll find, like, well, I'll put in some words for you and I'm sure we'll find you something. But this girl that I worked with on Soccer Aid last year, she's been in TV. So I remember speaking to her about this. So when I was working with her, she was on production, and production basically is they organise everything. Like, if we're going to be in a hotel, they'll book the hotels and the travel and the risk assessment and all of that sort of logistic stuff, right? But when she started, she was doing editorial, so like more brainstorming ideas for shows and the creative stuff. But on one show, she had to do production, and she was like, you know what, I much prefer this, and this is way better. And she was in. And then now, I worked with her on Soccer Aid last year, but she was also actually on Big Brother, but I didn't know her then because there were so many people working on it. But she was telling me how her friend works in film, and she said she can get her an interview. So she had a couple of interviews, she got it, and now she's in film. She always wanted to do film. So things can come up like that, because they know, well, she's doing the exact same thing or similar thing in television. Why can't she do it for film? It's not like she's making the films. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say to you. It's all transferable.
But this is production.
No, but it's trust me. Like even this woman that I was working with on this last job, we're filming documentaries and stuff. But she's been in TV for years. She's been in TV for years and years. But when she first started, she wasn't even in TV. She was doing radio. So it's like, but they're transferable because they're the same thing. If you can make a show on the radio talking about sports, you can make a show on TV talking about sports. It's the same thing.
Okay.
So I wouldn't worry about it. You just have to worry about once you're in, and then just go from there. I'd say.
Well, the people that I've spoken to some people.
Yeah.
And I would say out of the people that I reach out to, maybe like 1 in 7 or 1 in 8 maybe reply.
That's not that bad though. 1 in 8 is not that bad.
That's how it was in December. It was about 1 in 7. I haven't done the maths.
December,
now.
You have to remember it's Christmas. People are not likely going to reply.
But on average, about 1 in 7, which is pretty good. And all the people that do reply are like the people who have more responsibility. So it's like the higher up people are the people that are replying at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I've been mainly aiming for like supervisors and people like that.
I know.
And they all seem very interested, but it's always the same thing. Just, we'll keep your name on file, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's fine. And every time I do get that email, it does make me happy.
Yeah, it's good. It's a step in the right direction.
But then it is like, really
it's like, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. And sometimes I think that as well. Like, what more could I be doing? So could I? Obviously, you're doing all the right things, but then sometimes you got to ask.
I can't think. Yeah, that's what.
Is there anything else that I can do?
I'm missing something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know because I don't know that field, but I'm just trying to think. Is there anything that you could do to maybe get yourself noticed without not trying, but getting yourself out there and be like, oh, you might be good. Let's chat to you, kind of thing. You just got to think, because I've heard so many stories from working in TV, like things like that, where it's like sometimes you just get noticed because you're doing the right things, and people are like, oh, well, you might be useful for that. So I've heard things like that, and sometimes I think I should be doing this. Like even with this show that I do, this is a very specific time slot in one specific place. So a lot of the times when I can't get guests, it's like, well, they are doing me a favor because they got to come here, they got to get here at this time, and it's like it's late and it's whatever. It might not be ideal for them. So I've realized for the people that I really want to speak to, I need to like go out of my way to speak to them. So like I interviewed this guy, this MMA fighter. I went down to his gym. Luckily his gym is only 20 minutes from my house. So I drove to his gym, I interviewed him, and then it's like, yeah, I need to start just speaking. So I made like a wish list of like a realistic wish list of people I could speak to. It doesn't necessarily have to be here. It could be anywhere because you've got your equipment. I set it up and then you go from there.
What about this stuff?
This stuff is just so people on the air can hear. But obviously all my stuff that I'm recording with, I'm recording this and I'll put it out there so I can make TikToks or Reels and maybe get noticed. You never know. Like probably no one's going to see it. It doesn't really matter. But it's more you're doing these things and things get noticed. So I don't know how it works in your industry, how people might get noticed.
I don't know how it works.
Look things up.
I've talked to some people in costume.
Yeah.
And a lot of them say the same thing, which I've looked into, which is like these trainee programs, but that are very specific points in the year.
Yeah.
Sometimes they close them for 2 years and literally nothing at the moment.
Okay, so what I would do is...
No one seems to have
what you're looking for.
The answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. There's no like specific route in. What I would do if I was you, maybe find these or look at these people again that you've spoken to maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Or find the people whose role you want to have. I don't know what role that is. What is the role that you want?
Maybe fabric buyer, fabric sourcing, yeah.
Okay, so what I would do is look for all those people, as many as you can, email them, contact them, tell them what you want, and also do other things as well. Go on TikTok and just be like, oh, you type in fabric sourcer, I don't know, people that have that job, find out what they're doing, maybe contact them, be like, oh, I want to do that.
It's a very niche thing. That's
I know,
the problem.
But surely there are regular people out there that are doing it. Do you know what I mean? So it's not impossible. And even if it's not, even if it isn't that you want, that you can't get, if you can get something similar that can maybe get you that later on, or maybe there's other things that you're interested in. Maybe,
what
maybe.
I've heard is that getting into crowd.
What's crowd?
Crowd is like background people. So
Extras like on shows.
yeah. So apparently, a good way of getting into film, because they need so many people to help, is to get into crowd costume. So you're helping with the wardrobe department for the people in the background. And obviously, let's say you're doing something like Bridgerton, where they've got scenes where there's like a big ball, and you've got people in the background, people in the background, people in the background. Obviously, they need a lot of people to help with that.
Yeah.
So that's what I've heard, and a lot of people several people have said that getting into crowd is a good way to get in. So obviously, I've mainly been contacting crowd supervisors.
Yeah.
Which is the people that are applying. But also because I know I want to do the buying or the sourcing.
Yeah.
The only off-putting thing is people have said, "Oh, that's quite hard to get into. It's best to get into crowd first."
Yeah.
I haven't let that stop me contacting, let's say, designers or costume design assistants, etc. But I'm not sure of any other ways.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know, but I think just try all of that. Just try everything that you can. Even me, I'm like,
I'm thinking, should I just turn up to the studios and just say hi?
Well, I mean,
I feel like that's very strange.
I mean, I think you should probably do the thing where you said about extras, because, like you said, what I'm trying to say is that it's transferable, because the job, I mean, TV shows always need runners, and it's just like, well,
Yeah, what is a runner?
A runner is basically, I've done runners on shows, and essentially, it's different on every show, but you're basically doing all the extra work. Essentially, like, we've got, like when I was on Soccer Aid, I was just a production runner, so I was like, I was like the head runner or whatever that is. It's so stupid. But it was basically like, oh, we're going to set this up. We're going to be at Stamford Bridge. We're going to have this many people coming. Okay, we're going to need lunches for everybody. Okay, where are we going to get lunch from? Oh, well, let's go to Pret. Okay, we're going to need this many sandwiches. Oh, we're going to need to do this. Or we might need props. Like when I was on Big Brother, we would always have to buy props because we would be setting up the tasks. Oh, we're going to need... For the Halloween task, we're going to need 20 pumpkins. We're going to need all of these scary...
So you're basically running around.
Yeah, you're buying stuff. You're ordering stuff. You're just doing all the extra legwork essentially. But on some shows it's different. Like on.
I wouldn't mind doing that for costume.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Like that's what it was on, say, Big Brother. The art team, they had art runners who were doing just that. That's my point. So this girl that This girl
obviously the people that I'm contacting, it's not like I'm saying I'm contacting you today because I want to do fabric sourcing. I'm literally like, any opportunity where I can help you or assist you, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Obviously that should come up, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. But that's what I'm trying to say.
I have a car, so
yeah. So,
I'd be more than happy to do something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put in a good word for you. But like that's what I'm trying to say. Like as a runner, it's an easy job. You're just doing all the extra running around, but on some jobs, on some shows where it's editorial, you're helping. So you're putting your ideas forward. So on Big Brother, I was a runner, but I was contributing a lot to, say, the ideas of the show. Like even the first time I done it, I helped. The one of the episodes was based on my idea, so it was one of my tasks. And even on the last one I was on, it was like they were like, oh, we need some songs. I don't know. We needed like 10. What's the word? Like salsa songs, like Mexican. Because we were doing like a Mexican party, so they were like, oh, we need some Mexican. So I sent them like 20 songs. And it's just like they use some of them. So it's things like that. So every show is different and every team that you're on is different. So you can definitely just do things like that. Like you don't need any particular qualifications or whatever. You just need to just work hard and get on with it, essentially.
Yeah.
But, and once you're in...
I mean, I have heard it is hard to get in. Apparently that's the hardest part.
Yeah, yes and no. But then it's like now you want to get to the next part like me. It's like... Now I'm in. I want to accelerate to the next part, but it's hard. But
I can imagine.
But hopefully, touch wood, I got some things coming up this year, and I'm confident I'll get there. But that's not even the main thing I want to do. The main thing I want to do is like presenting and hosting and stuff. So I'm trying to.
I think you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
You're quite, out of a lot of people that I know, you're quite focused on what you want to do.
Yeah, but it's like...
You think that you're not.
No, I know.
But you are.
I am, but sometimes I would... sometimes because obviously in these kind of industries, there is no, in like a regular job, you start, you become the manager or whatever, you get a promotion, you move to another company, you get a better, do you know what I mean? It's not exactly like that. We're trying to do things that are, it's very niche, like you said, it's niche. So you kind of just have to just keep going. But sometimes I see people and I have to remind myself, they might be where I want to be, and I'm a bit like, and it sort of makes me feel a bit like, that should be me. But I remember a few years ago I heard, because you know Joe Rogan's a comedian.
Yeah.
When he
I know who Joe Rogan is.
No, but a lot of people don't know he's a comedian. Most people just think of him for his podcast and the UFC.
Yeah.
But he started comedy. That's what he would do first. But he said when he was starting and he was like nowhere, like he had no money and he felt like he was going nowhere, he would see other people doing well and he would think, that should be me, kind of thing. But then he realized, he said, well, I shouldn't feel like that because I should be happy because it's like, if they can do it, it means, well, I can do it and everyone else can do it. So sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, I feel like I haven't.
It's a nice way of thinking about it.
It's true, because sometimes I catch myself and I see people doing what I want to do and I'm thinking, that should be me. Like, I could easily do that.
I know. I do occasionally get myself down a little bit.
Me too.
To open a box of feelings. But sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm 27, almost 28. And I feel like I'm not on this path yet. And I'm like, why am I not on this path yet? But, realistically, I've got a good idea of what I want to do in my life. I've got different ideas. I've got the costume. I've got, if that doesn't work out, I've got something else. If that doesn't work out, I've got something else.
Yeah.
And then I also think about, the experiences that I've had in my life are pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, the company that I used to work for, or still working for, whatever, it's pretty cool experience. Like, I think that's why so many people, 1 in 7, reply to me because of that experience. It's very, I'm sure that they find it interesting.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all
I know
good
that I'll get in it eventually. It's just, I've got a skiing trip next month and I don't know how I'm going to pay for it.
How much is it?
Enough.
But roughly, what's the ballpark?
Well, we're getting it cheaper because one of Jack's friends has a chalet.
Okay, that's good.
In France. So I think it's about £200 per person for the week.
That's not too bad.
The flights were just under 200. We're renting a car to drive there from...
Are you going to drive?
No, someone else will drive. From Switzerland to France. Wow. Don't know how much that's going to be, probably 100.
Yeah.
Renting out skis is probably about 200.
Oh God, skiing sounds so expensive.
Renting out skis is about 200. Obviously, you've got to pay for food and drink. It's all going to be really expensive. The minimum that I'm going to spend on this trip is £1,000.
Okay.
The minimum.
So it'll probably
and that's taking sandwiches out of it.
It'll probably be like 1,200 quid. Roughly.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Because, do you know what I think?
It's not too bad, but when you're working minimum wage, part-time a week, and you're paying off a car and other things.
Trust me, I've been there, because the way I see it
awful.
Is money will always come and money will always go. So, for example, I don't know how much money you've got in your savings. Let's just say, for example, it's £5,000.
I've got enough to pay off my car and a little bit of
extra
debt.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Okay.
So I'm technically at 0, which isn't that bad.
You're at 0. So, but are you saying after this trip you'll be at, say, minus 1,200 is what you're saying?
No. I'm saying let's say if you were applying for a mortgage, they would look at all the money that you owe. So that includes how much money you owe for your phone, how much money you owe for your car, how much money you owe on credit card bills, and then that's a negative. Right. So I've got a certain amount of savings, but the amount that I owe in my car and the amount that I owe on my phone and the amount that I owe on a credit card that I have wipes out my savings.
Right, I got you.
So I'm technically speaking, in financial terms, I'm at 0.
You're at 0. Okay, but that's after everything's gone.
Yeah, which obviously I do have savings.
Yeah.
But I'm paying my car this year.
Okay.
Which I will do monthly.
Yeah.
So it's fine. And all my other things, I'm paying my phone off monthly, so that's fine. But I just don't like being in that position.
I know what you mean.
Because I'm going to go skiing and I'm trying to save up money every time I get paid, but I'm struggling to do that. So there's a high likely chance I'm going to have to use my savings on the trip.
Okay,
which I'm not happy about.
What I wouldn't worry about it, because like I said, money always comes and money always goes.
I know, but I have this feeling with everything.
No, it's going to be fine. So let's just say you've got £5,000 for argument's sake.
Yeah.
And let's just say you had to use, say, 1,500 to do all of this, for example.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you £1,500. So after this, you would have, say,
3,500.
3,500. When you obviously it's not nice. No one likes spending money. But when you have £5,000, let's just say, and then let's say when you look at your bank account, your savings, and it's now 3,000. It's not nice, obviously, but at the end of the day, you don't feel any different. Your life is not any different, is what I'm trying to say. You're not going to go hungry. You're not going to die. And money will always.
Obviously, I live at home. And
Yeah,
it's a
so
luxury.
I wouldn't worry about it. Just
I guess
enjoy yourself and just try and budget right.
Well, obviously, the main reason I'm going is because it's going to be a cheap skiing trip. It's not a cheap trip, but it's cheap for skiing.
Right.
Which might not ever happen again.
So it's an experience. Listen, I get it.
And it's also one of my, I have a 5 and 10 year, not life goals, but life ambitions.
Right.
And that's one of my 5-year plans.
Well then, don't think of it as like an expense. Obviously it is an expense, but it's like, this is something you want to do. So don't worry about it. Money is, I'm very thingy with money, but money is there to be spent.
Do you know what? I thought that I was good. Because I do understand money very well.
Yeah.
And I always thought that I was very good, but I had a bit of a epiphany recently.
Yeah.
That I understand money, but I ignore it. And my savings used to be double what they are now.
Okay.
And they just, I don't know where they went.
And do you feel better now that they're gone, or are you?
No. I'm saying I don't know where they went because, let's say I went into my overdraft, I'd be like, okay, I'll just move 200 quid for my savings. But then let's say that keeps happening, and then let's say I have an expense that I need to pay for. That's probably not, life or death situation. Then I've used like a really silly example is during COVID when they released the new Nintendo during COVID.
Is that the Switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I used my savings to pre-order it. But to be fair, that was a lifesaver. But that was like 250 quid.
Right.
So it's just like little, and then I bought a projector for a project. So it's all these little things. So I've had this realization about a month ago where I'm like, God, if I continue chipping away, I'm spending more than I'm saving. Like it kind of, it like balances out, but then sometimes but then it just goes down and then it goes up and then it goes down. Then.
So, okay.
But then I've never been in a high paying job.
Yeah.
Either.
Right. It's a tough one.
It is bad. And then now I'm going skiing. This is like, I've just felt
I wouldn't worry about it. Listen, I think it'll work itself out. And one thing I do think is a good idea, whilst you're trying to chase this other thing that you want to do and trying to get some more money, it doesn't hurt to do just part-time, easy work, like whatever it might be. Like there's something out there that you can do.
I've been looking into this. So my dilemma is obviously where I'm working now is pretty ideal because it's quite flexible, which is great. It's 0 hours, which is great. And there's an understanding there that they know if I get another job, I can leave.
Well, that's like any job though, right?
That. No, but I can not turn up the next day.
Oh, I see. Got you.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's minimum wage, which is like, and then the work sometimes can be a bit boring, even though I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
But I have been looking into other part-time work, but it's just the issue is the whole giving notice thing.
Why? Why is that an issue?
Because I feel like I might have to be readily available for something in film or TV.
Right.
That's my understanding, is that if they need you in a week, you need to get there in a week.
Right.
And if you've got a job where you have to give a month's notice...
I've never personally heard that.
How much notice do you get when you get a job in TV?
Usually it's at least, unless it's a quick turnaround, I think it's usually like 3-4 weeks. I think that's pretty good. to be honest, I think when it comes to work, when you're leaving a job, I think
But
you want at
when-
least 2 weeks. I think that's all you need, in my opinion.
It's just I'm just worried about that though.
No, but then that would be the least of your worries, because if you're getting a job that you actually want, and
So when you apply for a job in TV,
it's a bit different now because
how does that work? Do you see a job advert?
yeah. So
Okay, that's completely different.
Right.
Because what I'm doing at the moment, there aren't job adverts.
Okay.
There might be occasionally for like theatre and stuff, but that's that's
Yeah.
a different thing.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's not advertised. You're talking to people, and they say, "Actually, yeah, we're filming next week. We could do some with extra hands." I don't, from my understanding, which is why I quit my job. You kind of, maybe not readily available next day, but you kind of need to be
notice.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
notice.
I'm mistaken.
I mean, I don't know, but I've
my understanding.
in TV, it's not like that. Do you know what I mean? It's more.
But this is
you'll
why
know
I've
when you're
not
going to work,
gotten
and it's like set
proper job.
It's like set times. It will be like, I don't know. I think I don't know enough about how that all works, but by the sounds of it, though, it kind of seems like you need something in the meantime to be a bit more sustainable, or like a 0-hour contract job with just more hours, with more work. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know how much you work at the moment. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 days a week, but
a lot of those 0-hour jobs, like I don't think I'm qualified for anything like that.
No, you can find there'll always be like a job that you can do, whether it's like
I've been having
driving or something. I don't know.
I've been having a little look, and nothing. I mean, there's been a few things, but they've all been. I think what would be, I'd love to do something like seasonal work.
Like what?
I couldn't tell you like what, but like sometimes they need extra work during like half terms and things like that. That's what I mean.
Do you know what would be like a good job? Like I know people that have done. Actually, funnily enough, this guy, I can ask for you. This guy that I worked with on a show, he was telling me, when he doesn't have TV work, he would work at either like somewhere like Hammersmith Apollo or something like that, or something like that.
Okay.
Just cause there's concerts every week or whatever,
Yeah.
and he would be like, literally, all I would do would be serving beers, and there's only 2 beers that you can serve, and it's just the easiest job. I don't have to make any complicated drinks. It's either get someone a soft drink, or it's literally just pouring beers, and it's in cups. It's not even in glasses. And he said that's how he makes his money. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good. He's like, yeah, it's the easiest job in the world. And then when I've got a TV job, they understand. I can ask for you because he did. I remember him telling me that, and he said it's just dead easy. And he lives like around here as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So something like that you should do. And like, do you remember Ellie Mansell?
Yeah.
I remember her telling me, even when we worked at Sainsbury's, she said sometimes she would do jobs where she would work at like, I know it's not, that was in the summer, but I remember her saying, she was off work and she was like, they offered her to work at like a festival just pouring drinks. And it was like £100 a shift. Things like that. I think you should look for stuff like that.
Yeah, something that's not so.
It's like not committal. It's
not
like 1 day, 2
committed,
days, and it's just every now and then.
It's just the annoying thing is whenever obviously, because I don't really know about jobs like that, because I haven't had a job like that before.
Mm-hmm.
When I do look on job websites for 0-hour contract, it's always, there's like 3 things that I definitely wouldn't want to do. Not to be picky,
like what?
But they're always cleaning.
Yeah, I don't want to do cleaning.
They're always nursery bank staff,
Oh.
so with children,
Oh,
which
no, I wouldn't want
to do that. And then, what's the other one? There's always another one.
Delivery?
No, there's another one. It's a bit weird.
It's not driving.
I can't
Nothing to do with driving.
Maybe it is. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought about doing that, like, that Amazon delivery thing.
Oh, that's a good thing to do. I know a few people that have done that, and they said it's the easiest job in the world.
Yeah.
And you just work when you want.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that during the day. I wouldn't want to knock on people's houses at the night.
No, I think most of it is in the day. But
Yeah.
do you know what I've always wanted to do? Like,
I might look into that later because I've got a car.
Type in. You have to download this app called Amazon Flex. Kai looked into it for
Amazon
once.
Flex. Let me have
And
a look.
I actually got accepted, but then I was working on a show, so I just never got around to it.
I wonder how many hours it is, or is it just like
I think
how
you can
much you can get
they
it done?
give you shifts, and then you can pick if you want to do it or not. Because I know
What's it
2 people
called?
that done it.
Amazon
Flex. Just type in
Flex. I wonder how much money you get for it.
I'm not sure, but these 2 people that I used to work with at Sainsbury's, they used to do it all the time. you know what else you should look into? So I've always wanted to do this job, but I've just never done it.
I wouldn't mind working
Pizza delivery, like Domino's or something.
Why do you keep filling in what you think I'm going to say?
No, because you can do it in your own car.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say like in Waitrose, little till beep.
Oh, have you never worked in a supermarket?
Beep.
Oh,
I feel like I'd really like that.
I'm not going to do it again because I've done it for 8 years. But working in a supermarket is like the funnest, easiest job in the world.
Yeah,
like,
I had a look today and I couldn't find a single thing.
Oh, okay, it's the easiest job in the world. And
I think there was like one job in maybe Waitrose or something.
Oh, Waitrose
but
is
it's
a good
like
place to
cutting
work.
meat, and I was a bit like, you probably have to have experience for that.
No, you don't, because Ellie again.
Yeah.
And my brother, they used to work together.
And the deli thing.
Yeah, they used to work together on the meat and deli thing. They used to work together and there's cut up fish and pork and whatever. So look into that.
That feels like a skill that I'd quite like to learn.
Oh, you don't have to. It's not. I mean, I've never done it, but like my brother, I got him a job at Sainsbury's.
But don't they have to teach you something? They must have to teach you.
They'll teach you, but it's not.
I feel like that's a useful skill.
Yeah. So working in a supermarket is the easiest, and it's like the money's good, and you meet people, and it's just.
But then you obviously still have commitment.
Yeah, but whilst you haven't got anything, don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like if something comes up, then it's just a decision you have to make down the line. So.
And just not turn up the next day.
No, I wouldn't do that, but just. Do you know what I mean? Just look into it.
Okay.
Or do you know what else is it? Like I've done. Sometimes I would do when I worked at Sainsbury's, I would do night shift work.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the night shift manager would be like, "Oh, do you want to? We've got some overtime. Do you want to do it?" And they get paid more because they work overnight. Mm-hmm. And it would be like that. You don't even have to wear a uniform. You just put your headphones in and just work. It's just easy.
What was this? Sorry.
Sometimes
I was thinking about delivering Amazon parcels.
So when I worked at Sainsbury's, I would sometimes do overnight shifts, so overtime, and they would get paid more because you're obviously working unsociable hours, and there would be no customers bothering you, and it would just be the easiest job because you didn't even need to wear a uniform. You could wear whatever you wanted. You just had to put your headphones in and just work. It was just easy.
But what do you do?
You just fill in the shelves.
Oh, okay.
It's easy. Like it's really easy.
I don't know if I'd want to work in the night.
You don't have to, but I'm just saying. Sometimes I would do it to make some extra cash, and it would be so easy. It would just be like get on with it and just go.
Yeah, I saw a job for that earlier, and it was like you'd have to work something like midnight to 5 a.m. and I just thought like.
But how many? Once a week or every day?
Twice. I don't know. Twice a week. I just thought,
depends what days it is. I think you should look into.
I would rather complain about not having any money.
Okay, fair enough. But I think working those kind of supermarket work is just the easiest work, funnest work. No,
I would love to work on a till.
Oh God, that's the worst place to work in a supermarket, in my opinion. When I worked at Sainsbury's.
I like customer service.
No, it's not that. But when I first started working at Sainsbury's. I started working on the till for 6 months. I worked on the till, and I enjoyed it. But then once I transferred store and I started working on the shop floor and stacking the shelves.
That does seem quite fun.
Working on the till is boring.
Do you like make it look nice?
Yeah, you have to. But working on the till is boring because you're stuck there, and
okay.
they like tell you when your breaks are, and it's just like when you're working on the shop floor, you can be on your phone a little bit. You have a bit of freedom. You can chat to people. You can like take a bit longer on your break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
what's that job position called?
It would just be like general assistant or store assistant or something like that.
Okay, I'll have a little look. Yeah.
Honestly, just look into it. I can ask some people. Most people at Sainsbury's.
Oh, this is the one in Bromley?
Yeah, but I know some of the people that work in different stores now because they change. They change the managers all the time.
Well, honestly, when you get a discount, don't you?
Yeah, but the discount it's pretty bad. It's only 10% at Sainsbury's. But sometimes
it's better than nothing.
At seasonal, they would make it like if it was Easter or something or the holidays, they'd bump it up to 15% or sometimes 20%. But yeah, it's a good job to have.
10%.
Yeah, like I remember I got you that phone. I got you like £100 off or something.
Oh yeah, that's not the phone.
Oh, okay, but yeah, it's good. It's good for that. Like at Christmas time when you buy presents, it's good to get money off presents and stuff.
I feel like Waitrose or John Lewis Partners would be nuts.
Yeah, actually, can you drive a van?
No.
Have you ever driven a van?
No.
Well, you can drive a car though.
Yeah.
Well, if you can drive a car, you can drive a van.
Yeah.
So why don't you home deliveries for like Sainsbury's or Waitrose?
Am I a bloke? I can't carry all of that.
Well, you can't carry. Oh my God.
My dad did that, and he found it hard.
Oh my God, it's the easiest job in the world.
Yeah, but if you know how to lift, I look at me.
No, it's not
You
about
can't see how skinny my arms are.
or lifting a few vegetables. Like, it's not that bad.
Oh, Masai,
Someone's
I'm not
home
doing
shopping.
that.
Oh, fair enough. But it's good money. They actually get paid more than the in-store stuff.
I mean, I love driving. I'm pretty sure because my dad used to do that for Sainsbury's. I'm pretty sure you have to have a test. Like you have to have a truck license or a lorry license.
No, you don't.
Well, he had to at the time.
No, are you talking about the big lorries, or are you talking?
He had the big lorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about the van. The van, not
delivering what though?
No, like people's home shopping. You know, people do like all their stuff online, and it goes to the house. So you know, like some people don't like to.
But that's what my dad did. But it's in a very big van with a fridge in it.
Yeah, that's a van, not a lorry, not a HGV. You know, like those big lorries.
Yeah, but he had. Masai, this is what I'm telling you. He had to have a personal license for it.
No, you don't. I worked.
Listen,
I worked there. And
he did home deliveries.
Yeah, home deliveries. You don't need
with the thing.
Yeah, the baskets. You don't need. Trust me, you do not. Lorries, you do, because you need a specific license. Driving a van, you're just driving a van.
100% son.
Well, I worked there for 8 years. I know for a fact.
You didn't drive it though.
Yeah, but 2 of my friends went from being a store assistant to doing that, and they still do that now, and they did not need to take a test. You don't need a special license to drive a van.
I can't do the lifting. I'm sorry.
Oh, fair enough, but it's an easy job.
Yeah, I can't do the lifting.
Okay, anymore. But get a job in a supermarket, and you'll be like, it's easy, it's fun.
I had a look today, but there's literally nothing. So I managed to sign up for job alerts for Waitrose.
Waitrose, okay.
John Lewis, but I
tried
to do the M&S. Well, I ran out of time, but I tried to do the M&S one. I did it in hierarchy, as you can see.
Hierarchy? What do you mean?
Hierarchy. My favourite.
Waitrose, okay, yeah.
Sainsbury's, Tesco.
Wait, M&S is your favourite supermarket?
Waitrose, M&S. I would say M&S is my favourite, but if I was to work in a place, I'd rather work in Waitrose. Yeah, because it's linked with John Lewis.
Yeah, and they get discount there.
Yeah. M&S I like, but something about Waitrose speaks to me.
Yeah, Waitrose, it's fine.
So I'll do Sainsbury's, Tesco, then Morrison's.
Morrison's, yeah. There's not
but
many
there
Morrison's
isn't that
around.
many near me. There's
one
in Sidcup.
There's one in Orpington as well.
And then anything under that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it.
Little Aldi.
But then also, what would be amazing?
Yeah.
Is having a job that's kind of local.
Yeah.
I'd love that. Or one I can just drive to, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's ideally. I think if you're doing it like what you're doing, these kind of jobs, you want a job that's 20-30 minute drive away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ideal for me.
I mean, I go up to London at the moment. It's literally like £10 a day.
You don't want to be doing
on a minimum job.
You don't want to be doing like a Tesco, Sainsbury's job when you've got to go into Central London, into Zone 1. You want to be doing like
Waitrose Beckenham would be crazy.
Oh yeah.
That would be ideal.
Car park. You could even that would be ideal. Or Bromley, somewhere like Beckenham and Bromley.
Car park. I could get on the train and not pay.
No, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I would do. Yeah.
But I could. It literally takes you outside Waitrose.
Yeah, true. But yeah, Beckenham and Bromley is where you want to work, ideally.
Yeah, Beckenham and Bromley, ideal. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll find. I reckon if I had a proper look for you, we could find something.
Okay.
100%. But there have been. It is sometimes. I do sometimes think there are certain jobs that I would love to do, just like regular jobs. I think pizza delivery would be so fun.
Yeah, that doesn't speak volumes for me.
I just feel like it'd be so cool. Like you get tips, and you'll get free pizza. That would be like not my ideal, unambitious dream job.
My unambitious dream job would be like, I don't know, receptionist somewhere nice.
But you could easily
like
do that now. Yeah, receptionist.
Or an opticians.
I'm not very good with admin. I would not be good at that. I'm terrible.
I don't mind admin.
I mean like as in admin. I'm not good at it.
I did have a look, but the only thing with it is like if it was like a dentist or an opticians or something kind of surgical or anything specialist, I'm a bit worried about remembering names for things.
Yeah. But I suppose you'd have it all written down. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other sort of fun jobs like that where you think would be cool.
What else would be fun?
I can imagine you working in a coffee shop.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
Like a barista.
I wouldn't mind doing barista, but I'm a bit funny with handling food.
Yeah, I would be rubbish at handling food and drinks, and I respect people that work behind bars.
I did
and
it
stuff.
once before, and I don't know where to hold the plate. I don't know
Oh,
where to
I
hold
would
the
be
cup.
terrible because I just feel like I would drop things and get things wrong and forget, and people have to have a certain milk. I know I would be really bad at it, so it gives me anxiety thinking about it. I'd be terrible.
What else would I want to do?
Maybe I could picture you working in like a bank. I feel like a bank would be a sweet job. Like,
But that
seems
like
quite
a
easy.
Career though.
No. I don't. I just mean like
Almost.
the people that work behind
Post
the till.
office.
Yeah, working in a post office or a bank where you're just like help. Oh, do you need help depositing money into your account? Oh yeah, I can't do this. I can't do that. Yeah, post office seems like quite a like easy one. Do you know what I mean?
Post office, but it's not boring.
Oh yeah, postman or postwoman seems quite easy. You're literally just putting
walking around.
putting packages in someone's house.
The thing is I have heard that. So my friend's husband was doing that, and he was part-time.
Yeah.
But they kept putting him on more and more shifts.
Uh-huh.
And when you're part-time in Royal Mail and they put you on more shifts, you don't get holiday or sick pay.
Oh really?
Because you're part-time.
That's not
But he was working
basically full
time whilst being part-time, and he basically didn't have a choice. I think someone left, or that's just what the job is like. And I just thought, you know what, that's really sad, because that seems like a nice job. You romanticize it thinking, oh, you're in your little uniform and you're posting letters and it's all cute and you get a walk, but apparently it was awful. But this is in kind of the countryside.
Oh, that's probably why then.
This was in it's like a little town near Cambridge.
Right, okay.
So that might be why.
I could maybe see you working in a...
It might be different over here. I might have a look.
I'm trying to think. I could imagine you working in like a bookies.
Right.
Like my sister worked in the bookies for years. Like genuinely, she worked in the bookies for like literally like 7-8 years.
I just wouldn't find it very stimulating.
Yeah, but it's easy.
Should I tell you one of my worst jobs?
What?
I really don't want to do bartending.
Oh, I would be terrible at that.
Do you know what? There's loads of jobs come up and it seems great, but I just get anxiety even thinking about pouring.
Yeah, me too. I know I'd be rubbish. I'd get people's orders wrong. I'd spill things, and some people are just good at it. Like Lewis, our friend Lewis, he was he started working in a pub as soon as he turned 18, and he was really good. And he would always get all these tips, and he would have all this extra money, and he took to it naturally. But I know I would be awful, really bad.
No, it wouldn't be one of my strong suits.
Oh God, I would be really, really bad.
I feel like I'm kind of done working in retail. I mean, I know my previous job wasn't technically retail, but there was that aspect. Obviously, you're retailing for priests and bishops and things, but you've still got that kind of customer service. You're helping people try things on, you're suggesting things, you're upselling, you're doing the till, which is actually always very nerve-wracking. You're doing the till, you're keeping up with emails. It's a mix of things. It's a good mix of skills.
Yeah.
But I really just don't see myself working in a shop. Let's say it's like Oliver Bonus or a boutique somewhere locally, assisting customers. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that obviously in the position that I'm in, I feel like I could do it. But I'd rather do something else at the moment. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm getting that vibe.
Why don't you work maybe you could work in the gym?
As someone that doesn't gym?
No, not like that, but you could be like, you said like the receptionist or something, because some gyms do have things like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Or I can imagine you maybe working at somewhere like a bowling alley. Bowling alley would be cool.
Nothing to do with families.
What? Why? What's wrong with working with families? That is so random.
Have the charisma.
Oh my God. Okay, what about...
I want to talk about our dream and ambitious jobs again.
Okay, so what did you say your dream job was earlier? Fabric smeller.
Fabric sourcing, buying, etc.
Oh, that is so niche. Like that is so niche, but yeah.
Yeah, but the way that you'd get into that is by working with a designer, and let's say, let's think really ambitiously here. Let's say we're working on June 3.
What's June 3?
June.
As in the...
June. June.
Oh, right, the film.
Right,
yeah,
the
yeah.
film.
I thought you were talking about like the date.
June
Okay.
3. This is why we're working on June the 3rd.
Yes.
And let's say they want, you know, a specific fabric in this, you know, it's in this colour, and they have this whole vision. It has to, you know, it has to float in a particular way. You know, that would be my job to find the material. And I know it sounds really niche, but someone's got to do it.
100%.
I feel like it's the kind of thing that they'll just have anyone doing it. It's the kind of job that I feel like, I don't want to say anyone can do it, but anyone can do it, but a specific person can do it well.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. So it's just like someone has to fill the position and you feel like it could be you.
Yeah. Someone has to fill the position, and they, you know, they could maybe just choose somebody that they think, yeah, whatever. But it's one of those positions that I feel like if you have someone that knows what they're doing, they're going to do it very well.
They're going to do a good job.
But that's also why it's a bit, I know it's very niche, but that's also why it's a bit niche.
Yeah.
But dream jobs, what else?
Well, do you have another dream job?
Can we talk about people that we kind of know?
Yeah, go for it.
There was a girl, I keep forgetting her name. She went to our sixth form, or she went to your school.
Well, her name's not important.
Okay.
So who is this girl?
But she did dance choreography, and she just become a bus driver.
Okay.
But bus driving.
Oh, so you like to do bus driving?
Well, that's my unambitious one.
Like regular job.
Regular job.
So like your unambitious dream job, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my friends, he was a bus driver for a little bit, and now he works. So
I think it seems kind of fun.
Yeah, he said it was a good job, and they get like 30, 40 grand a year. But now my friend who works at TfL, he's going to start becoming a train driver, and they start at like 60 grand a year.
Oh yeah, Jack's dad does that.
Yeah, but he says
it's great.
My friend was saying he's thinking of going to France to do it instead once he does it, because they get 120 grand a year. They get double what they make over here.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's looking into moving to Paris. And
has he got passport? EU passport?
I don't know.
Oh. Is he going to have the rights to work in France?
Well, I'm sure you can apply.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how immigration works.
I don't know how.
But he can speak French, so.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to do that. I think my only unambitious dream job would be pizza man. No, yeah, so like
pizza
delivery guy. In my own car. I wouldn't want to drive a motorbike.
In your own car?
Yeah.
I'm sure I have some others. What seems...
I could see you doing.
I feel bad saying these are unambitious, but I think
obviously every job's an important job. We mean
in the opposite direction of where we want to go.
Yeah, that's what we mean.
Working in a dry cleaners.
Why would you want to work in the dry cleaners?
Because have you seen the machines that they use to press pants and shirts?
I don't think I've ever been in a dry cleaners.
I haven't either, but I've seen videos. They're like, there's basically like robots with arms or something, and they come out, and then you like slip the shirt on, and then it like folds in it itself, and it steams, and it goes. It just looks fun.
So that's why you want to work in a dry cleaners, because there's something. The
I don't know. Yeah, and then they
and
they like arrange the pants like this, and then.
Yeah, I mean everyone has to have a dream, I suppose.
What else? I wonder what it's like to be like a policewoman, a policeman.
One of my mates is a policeman, and he said it's quite it's fine. And it's just a job. I think a lot of people have like a certain perception of the police, rightfully so and wrongfully so sometimes. But yeah, one of my mates is a policeman, and he said it's just a regular job. Like they get paid well, and sometimes you have to work when you don't want to, like big events, like whether it's concerts or whatever it might be. Oh, health notification. But yeah, I don't think I'd want to be a policeman. I think for a job like that, I think to do it well, you really need to be committed, and I wouldn't be able to do it, in my opinion.
No,
I do respect them a lot.
I do find it interesting though. Like I have thought, like I've got like a vague list of all the jobs that I would consider, and for some reason, policewoman is on that list. But I'm talking for like 50 jobs.
Okay, yeah.
It's just something that I think about. I'm like,
if I was going to work for the police, I'd rather do something like investigations. But obviously, you can't start to be a detective or whatever. You have to be. I'm assuming you have to work your way up and do all of
That's
these.
cool.
I wouldn't want to be like a regular. There's nothing wrong with it, but I wouldn't want to be like a regular policeman. I'd want to be like a detective or
Something cool.
something cool that you see on TV shows where it's like, oh, he's the head chief of this or whatever. Something like that. That's what I'd want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 2 hours. We're done. All right.
Gosh, that went so quick.